少女前線
The Israel Military Industries Galil is a 2-star AR that's available from normal construction at a timer of 2 hours and 40 minutes. Drops from most stages from stage 1-3E onwards, and as a reward for obtaining a TDAL from a stage drop for the first time. In the 1950s, the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, had initially adopted the FN-FAL as their main firearm for their infantry, with a common complaint about the FAL being that the dust and sand that was abundant in the local area would sometimes cause jams and malfunctions, though this may have been due to lack of maintenance. The other main issue was length and weight of the FAL, with some infantry choosing to use an Uzi instead. During the Six-Day War, the IDF captured many Egyptian AK-47s, which proved to be reliable and needed less upkeep. When the IDF began considering new rifles for its troops, the AK-47 was considered, but the procurement proved to be difficult, causing the IDF to look for a rifle similar to the AK-47 in terms of low upkeep, while being as accurate as the M16 and the FAL. The IDF tested the M16A1, Stoner 63, HK33, and Uzi SMG, but all were found to be lacking. The final successful design came from Yisrael Galil, who based his design off the 7.62 by 39mm Finnish Valmet RK62, but chambered the Galil in the 5.56 by 45mm NATO cartridge. Though it was technically the main service rifle of the IDF from the mid-1970s to the early 1990s, in terms of numbers, the M16 and later M4 was used significantly more, and was completely phased out by 2000. Unsurprisingly, there are multiple variants of the Galil. Going down the list, there's the Galil AR, which is the standard rifle version, which has either a 35-round or 25-round magazine, depending if it's using 5.56 or 7.62 NATO respectively. The Galil SAR, which is just the AR with a shorter barrel. Galil ARM, which has a carry handle, folding bipod, and large wooden handguard, with the bipod having a wire cutter and bottle opener, meant to be used as a machine gun of sorts, and is the most recognizable version of the Galil. The Micro Galil, which is an even smaller Galil variant. The Galil Sniper, which has a heavy profile barrel, flash suppressor, muzzle brake or sound suppressor, heavy-duty bipod, and Nimrod 6x40 telescopic sight, and plastic furniture. And finally, the Galil Ace, which is just a modernized Galil with Picatinny rails and can fire multiple different calibers. The Galil is a gas-operated rotating bolt assault rifle, which fires the 5.56 by 45mm NATO, 7.62 by 51mm NATO, or 30 carbine cartridge from a 15, 25, 27, 30, 35, or 65 round detachable box or Stanag magazine, at a fire rate of 650 rounds per minute out to a range of 410 meters, but it can be further with other rounds. In her base character art, drawn by Io, Galil wears an outfit that's based off of an IDF soldier's uniform. She wears a white undershirt underneath a short sleeve desert tan button-up shirt with a gray interior, dog tag around her neck, a leather belt around her midriff with a pouch to her right and a green cylinder to her left, a desert tan skirt, gold bracelet on her right wrist, thigh guard on her right thigh, black stockings, and brown leather high-heeled boots. She holds her Galil with both hands, left hand on the grip, and finger hovering over the trigger, while her right grasps the front of the handguard. The Galil she holds looks to be the 5.56 by 45mm NATO Galil ARM variant. In her voice lines, voiced by Mitarai Karin, who also voices Soryu and Soryu Meta in Azure Lane, Galil has a jovial attitude.
やあ、よろしくな、前指揮官。なんで、うちみたいなもん気に入ったんや、指揮官。こんなボケボケのうちなんか、あんたには釣り合わへんやろ。でも、ほんまに受け入れてくれるんやったら、うち、もっともっと頑張るわ。期待しとってや。めっちゃおもろいな。 指揮官、聞いて聞いて。今日めっちゃおもろいことあって、ウージーのやつがな。ごめん。思い出したら、おもろくて。笑いが止まらんわ。
Like some ARs, Galil's main role is buffing herself, specifically her own accuracy. Her singular tile only buffs one SMG, giving them plus 12% evasion and plus 50% accuracy. She's best placed on tiles 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, or 7. At level 10, Galil's first skill, Precision Focus, has Galil buff her own accuracy by a whopping plus 500% for a whole 15 seconds. This has a 5-second ICD and 16-second NCD. This raises her accuracy from 44 to 264 for 15 seconds, without equipment. When fully linked, enhanced, and at level 100, Galil has 105 HP per link for a total of 525, consumes 60 rations and ammo, deals 50 damage, has 43 evasion, 44 accuracy, 66 rate of fire, 10 move speed, a 20% crit rate, and deals 150% damage on a crit. Base Galil is able to equip telescopic sights, hollow sights, red dot sights, night vision, suppressors, high velocity ammo, microchips, and exoskeletons. The recommended equipment for base Galil is a 5-star scope, 5-star HV ammo, and 5-star microchip. This gives her plus 35 damage, plus 25 rate of fire, plus 48% crit rate, but minus 50% crit damage. This brings her stats to 85 damage, 91 rate of fire, 68% crit rate, and 100% damage on a crit. To fully mod Galil, she will need 2000 memfrags, 60 dummy cores, 100 affection for all mod levels, and to be level 100 for mod 1, 110 for mod 2, and 115 for mod 3. This takes roughly 11 days or 1 week and 4 days of grinding the advanced memfrag combat sim for the memfrags, though it can be shorter if there is a rate up. Her rarity goes to 4 stars when modded. In her mod art, drawn by the same artist, Galil wears a black with red pinstripe vest underneath a black and lime green coat with 3 straps and hip armor, a black with red stripes at the bottom pleated skirt, black thigh-high stockings with a knee pad on her right knee, and a thigh pouch on her lower left thigh, a leather strap around her left forearm, a black and lime green glove on her right hand, the same dog tag as before, an earpiece in her left ear, a desert tan shawl with a Star of David on top, and a black and lime green boots. She holds her Galil, which is the Galil Ace Gen 2, in her right hand, finger off the trigger, and which has a holographic sight at the top. When fully modded, Galil gains 2 extra buff tiles above and below her, and now gives plus 15% evasion and plus 55 accuracy to both SMGs and ARs on those tiles. Her stats are increased to 127 HP per link for a total of 635, and now does 54 damage and has 44 evasion, 49 accuracy, and 66 rate of fire. Her first skill, Precision Focus, now gives plus 550% accuracy for 15 seconds, which raises her accuracy without equipment to 319. At level 10, Galil's second skill, Eagle Eye Awakening, when Galil's accuracy is higher than an enemy's evasion, 20% of her overflow accuracy is added to her own crit rate. However, her crit rate can't go above 100%. All AR and or SMG T-Dolls on Galil's tiles gain 10% of Galil's accuracy, at the cost of Galil's accuracy being reduced by minus 20% for each AR and or SMG on her tiles. Without equipment, 20% of Galil's accuracy, with her S1 being used, is 64, and when added to her crit rate, makes it 84% for her crit rate. Without equipment, 10% of Galil's accuracy, with her S1 being used, is 32, meaning that they get plus 32 accuracy. The max AR or SMG T-Dolls Galil can have on her tiles is 3, meaning that the max debuff to Galil's accuracy is minus 60%, which would lower her accuracy to 20 without her skill or equipment, or to 128 with her skill but no equipment. The spec that Galil gets from reaching Mod 3 is the Galil Special Handguards, which, when at max calibration and enhancement, gives plus 15 damage, plus 10 accuracy, but minus 5 evasion. The recommended equipment for modded Galil is a 5-star scope, 5-star HV ammo, and her spec, the Galil Special Handguards. This gives her plus 35 damage, plus 10 accuracy, plus 48% crit rate, but minus 5 evasion. This brings her stats to 89 damage, 59 accuracy, 68% crit rate, and 39 evasion. Her first skill now raises her accuracy to 384. 20% of Galil's accuracy, with her S1 being used, is 77, which, when added to her crit rate, is raised to 145%, but the skill caps it at 100%, so 100%. 10% of Galil's accuracy, with her S1 being used, is 38, meaning ARs and SMGs get plus 38 accuracy. The max AR or SMG T-Dolls Galil can have on her tiles is 3, meaning that the max debuff to Galil's accuracy is minus 60%, which would lower her accuracy to 24 without her skill, or to 154 with her skill. Starting off with base Galil, she's just straight up bad and practically immediately outclassed. Her stats are terrible, as expected of a 2-star T-Doll, and her skill is just downright strange. You don't expect an AR of all T-Dolls to have an accuracy boosting skill, something found typically on, I don't know, a rifle. I know it would be useful on an MG, but on an AR? No. It's also pretty overkill to get plus 500% accuracy for 15 seconds. If you want to count that as a pro, there you go, but it's not a big one. You'll get M4 and Sod Mop sooner or later, so she'll be tossed into the scrap heap pretty quick. The only good things I can think about Galil is that she's easy to raise, as it is for all 2 stars, and the accuracy buff might be good for night battles, maybe? She gets even stranger after her mod, as her second skill transforms some of the excess accuracy into crit chance up to 100%. She can buff both ARs and SMGs with her tiles, and those same AR or SMGs on her tiles get some of her excess accuracy as well. Considering the low downtime of her accuracy skill, sharing of accuracy, she'd make for a decent addition to a Knight AR SMG team. Well, that's what I'd say if there weren't a ton of downsides. As I mentioned before, Galil has a ton of competition. M4, AR-15, and Sod Mop can all use night vision equipment to negate that night battle accuracy penalty. Val, who has a mod, Groza, and 9A91 all have night focus skill and are better than Galil in one way or another, especially modded Val. Galil particularly shoots herself in the foot with her second skill, making her accuracy abysmal if there are any AR or SMGs on her buff tiles for a measly plus 10% of her own accuracy to them in exchange for minus 60% accuracy on her, which makes the buff to her crit chance even smaller, and, as I mentioned before, they can equip night vision. Also, fun fact, the subtraction from her accuracy, you know, that minus 60% thing, that's calculated before the additional crit chance stuff. Overall, highly recommend against raising or modding Galil whatsoever. I'd give like a bit of consideration to her mod, but the entire minus 20 to minus 60% for each AR or SMG on her buff tiles just makes it wholly not worth it whatsoever. Were that removed, be it with, I don't know, future spec or something, maybe consider her for a Knight AR SMG Echelon, but even then she's going up against ASVAL Mod, Groza, 9A91, and pretty much any AR that can equip a night vision, which is some pretty tough competition. But for now, don't raise her, just use her as enhancement fodder or scrap her from the minimal resources you'll get. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates, and please check out my Arc Knights and Azure Lane videos as well.